Ladies and gentlemen, this is Eddie Marcus again. I have been given instructions to inform you that we have to begin the process of creating heaven on earth here in the state of Minnesota and in the continental United States of America. So I want to inform you that it is time you get the message that this activity is being started and that you play a major role in it. So, this is pertinent to all of us who are listening to this message today. Beginning right away, I want you to start thinking about how this process will unfold and the role that you play in it. Now, what we'll basically be focusing on is having people to play a major role in this process. So, all of the people who are within this state and within this country that's unemployed, I want you to start thinking about, you should already know, what career best suits you, the career that you've been dreaming about, the career that you've been saying, I wish I could do, or hoping that a door would be open. I need you to identify those careers, because pretty soon, we're trying to focus on 2020, you will get a chance to be placed in those careers. Now, many of you might have focused on a career that perhaps you are not qualified for at this present time. I want you to think about what is necessary, what requirements you're going to have to meet, and prepare yourself to be qualified. That means if perhaps going back to school, it might mean doing some internship. Whatever it means, I want you to prepare yourself, because those doors will be open so that you can qualify yourself. And every Minnesotan and every citizen within the United States of America that plans on engaging themselves, and that should be all of us, in the creative process that would create and establish heaven in Minnesota and heaven in the continental United States. Prepare yourself for that. Now, many of you are saying, where are those jobs going to come from? Well, most of those jobs will come from existing jobs, existing businesses, wherever there is an employment opportunity, wherever people focus on concentrating their gifts. Those businesses will be open to receive as many people as are available to those jobs. Now, I realize many of you right now say, well, you got your quota, you got what you need. Yeah, but these people are overworking. These people work too hard. They work too long an hour. They need more time to be free. They need time to be with their family. They need time to just breathe the fresh air without the pressures of this job that they love doing. And presently, most people, or many people should I say, are doing jobs for the money and not for the love of it. And so people who are doing jobs for the love of, not for the love of it, but for the money, I want you to contemplate on your jobs, your interests, because you don't have to stay in jobs that you don't love. You can transfer to those careers that interest you the most. I want you to prepare for this. This is going to take place. Now, I understand that there are going to be some opposition from the businesses who have existed based upon rules and regulations that have been set to govern these systems. Well, those rules will have to be changed. In fact, we're talking about a new system. A new system. You can't create heaven on earth under the present system. There's no way. So as we move forward, we will be taking the necessary action to change whatever rules, whatever regulations that must be changed, so that you, the people, can experience your dreams. This is the new way. This is the divine way. I'm here as an instrument of the Heavenly Father, if you want, to help bring this into fruition. And I need the support of all the people, not Republicans and Democrats and independents and others. I need all of your support. And I recognize that right now I will not be getting that, but ultimately you will be changing as your eyes are opening because of what you can see. And all of you evangelicals who have found a way to follow some other God, I want you to recognize now that the real God is speaking to you. And it's not me, but it's the Spirit that speaks through me. It's not someone who's going to take advantage of other people. And oh yes, those of you who are DACA, I want you to know that you are loved. You are loved by the power that made you. And if you are here in the United States and you have complied with all the rules and regulations trying to make sure that you have a home, I want you to know that you have a home. If for some strange reason you are put out of this country, don't worry about it. In 2020, the doors will be open so you can come back to this country. And another thing, there are a lot of people that must be released from these prisons. People who have been imprisoned because of drug offenses, say selling marijuana or smoking marijuana. People who have been stopped by cops and found a seed in the car and now serving time. All of that kind of stuff, those people have been abused by a system that is ungodly. And those people, I want you to know, we need to release these people from these prisons so that they can come back out in the community, learn whatever careers that they want to fill in or fall in, and make sure that they're educated and trained and prepared so that they can go to work and become contributing citizens to this new process. Now, there are some people in prison, I speak of the drugs because these, my friends, are easy to deal with. Now, there are people who are in prison for doing some horrendous things, maybe murdering people and beating people down, something that's really causing pain and suffering. Now, they will eventually have to be rehabilitated in such a way that it makes sense, in such a way that it works, and not just locked up in prison for no strange reason other than you have no solution, so you just lock them up. These things will have to be dealt with. And I want you to focus on that right now. And also, I want you to know, everybody, I want you to know that God, my boss is God. And I want you to know again that my boss is not you. My boss is not you, the people. Somewhere you say, well, cater to the people. My boss is the Almighty God. The Almighty God who created you, who knows what's best for you, who listens to your prayers in the morning, in the evening, at night, saying, Father, help us, help us, help us, help us, help us. He knows your cries. And I've been chosen to sit here and make sure we deal with those. Now, I realize you're praying and you're expecting a miracle to come. And I say a miracle, you're talking about something to just pop up. No, my friends, this miracle will come by you receiving information and you engaging yourself to cause that miracle to happen. What I say, it will involve you to cause that miracle to happen. So, what am I saying? I'm asking the people of the state of Minnesota to recognize that I need their support to give me a hurdle over some of these problems by allowing me, and I say allow, to replace Al Franken in the United States Senate. So I can take this message and this program that I'm sharing with you now to the greater community. Now, I want you to understand that I'm sharing information with you about how this world, how this country, how this state can become a more beautiful, a more loving. But one thing you will and should know, that this is not forced on you. The power of life itself has a breaking point where you yourselves will go up against a wall that will push you around if you're too out there to learn. But I am not here. God has not sent me here to tell you to give up your will, to give up your choice. No, you will make these decisions based upon your own desire. I'm just giving you information to help you to understand what the steps are that would bring about the answer to your prayers. But you will not be forced. God is not going to look down at you and slap you side of your head. But I can say this, by making the wrong decision has its consequences. You shall reap what you sow. The seed that you plant determines the fruit that you get. And there are a lot of things that's happening in America today that you can't believe is happening. You've never seen it happen before. And it's driving you crazy, it's driving you mad. You don't know what's going on. You don't know whether it's the power of God or nature or whether it's man-made. But it's happening to you. Doesn't care how it's happening to you. And it is the fruit of the decisions that you have made. You made decisions that creates this atrocities. Another thing, stuff that's happening in these cities and towns where reconstruction needs to be what, let's say North Korea, not North Korea, I'm sorry, Puerto Rico. The storms that come through there and wiped it out. They need rehabilitation. When you look on your internet, go down south to some of those cities where the buildings are falling down, where the streets are popped up and needs to be fixed. Go down to these ghettos, and not just in the South, but all over this country. Rehabilitation, reconstruction needs to be done. Infrastructure needs to be employed. And we, by the virtue of the new spirit of life, are going to take care of all of that. Now, those of you who are in the positions of knowing how this stuff is done, nobody's taking that away from you. You will get a chance to exercise all your skills, all your knowledge, all your wisdom. But it's not for the profit of money. It's for the profit of the citizen. It's for the profit of the nation. It is for the profit of love. And money you can't buy you love. But love creates love. I want to thank you so very much for giving me this your time. I will be coming back periodically, sharing more information with you. So be aware that God is on the move and he needs you to go forward. All right? Thank you again.